you. Welcome to the last show on Televida, actually. The last show you'll watch. It's very entertaining. You know, I've been in comedy like 30 or 40 years, but how did I start? I started in magic. I loved magic when I was a little kid. As a matter of fact, this is one of the first gifts, not this actual magic kit, but it was one of the first magic kits I ever got. I went to TV magic cards, and in 8th grade, I took a magic class at a school called Loretto, and I was hooked on magic. A lot of my favorite comedians started off as magicians, like Steve Martin and Johnny Carson. In fact, the last time I went to Los Angeles, I went to the Magic Castle. That's sacred ground for magicians. Let's show that picture of me and Charlie at the Magic Castle. So I cannot bring the Magic Castle to Kansas City, but what I can do is bring one of the best magicians in Kansas City. And that magician we have as our guest tonight is Mr. Tyler Corso. Look at this.
This, simply hold on tight to the ends of the rope. You hold on tight and I'll talk to the camera about the impossible, right?
Stop it! Tyler Corso. Magician Tyler Corso.
Magician Tyler Corso.
You guys were like unreal.
If I move this one up here, if I wrap this around, we can just start over, okay? That's a perfect spot to do this. Now, as I find a good point here, if you want to make it even, finger scissors are usually the best for me to cut right through.
How on earth?
And we have...
This is driving me crazy in the best way possible.
That's the show. And I promise you, I'm gonna escape these in under 10 seconds, okay? So do me a favor. You guys just kind of lift that up like you were. And yeah, thanks so much, guys. You can put that down.
Hey, Tyler Corso is here. Tyler, thank you for coming here, first of all.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure
now,
to be
I have
here.
to ask, did you get started with a little magic kit like this when you were a kid?
I did not. You know, funny thing, like I said, I know the guy on the box. We were talking about
Tom
that earlier.
I got started with
this.
this guy. He's one of the Kansas City magician greats too.
That's not how I got in. I had such a different entry than most people. You know, when they get into magic, they get kits like this when they're a kid, or they fall in love with seeing a magician at a party. I had none of that. I just happened to be a theater kid who learned a thing or two. My mom used to play a lot of poker. She taught me a trick or two, and
Your mom played poker?
Yeah, my mom was like a competitive poker player. Yeah, she like poker, pool, she'd run them up, you know, absolutely. Yeah, like the old school hustler style. It was great.
Okay, that's good.
And I just learned a few
Show and
cool
tell
card
must be
tricks.
kind of neat, though, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, kids, get out your lunch money. Mom wants to show you some tricks.
Let me show you something my mom taught me. But yeah, and I got hooked like that in college. And that's where it kind of snowballed.
What college is that?
I went to K-State for a little bit, and then KU, and you know, so now I just offend everybody. Yeah,
Wildcat, Rock Chalk Wildcat. All right.
Wildcat, Rock Chalk, they're
All right.
enemies. So, and I'm just in the middle.
So you were actually kind of a late bloomer when it came to magic.
I was in theater for several years, which gave me the stage presence, but the actual like magic knowledge and tricks, that came much later.
How do you get your effects when you're in the magic in Kansas City?
Well, so we used to have, and it's unfortunate, it just recently closed down.
Oh, yeah.
This year, we had U.S. Toy Magic.
It's out by Gates, and then it moved out to Overland Park.
Yeah, and then it moved to Overland Park, and they just got bought out and closed. But there was a magic shop, one of the longest running brick and mortar still around. Just closed its doors this year, and so that was really unfortunate. But that's where I got stuff.
You know, the funny thing is that when I met you when we worked at Stanford and Sons, I didn't even know you did magic. You were a comedian.
Yes.
So pick a side, man.
Listen,
pick
comedy
a side.
magic,
Pick a
it goes
side.
together so well.
So yeah, you just kind of interject. Well, I love magic. You have to show me a trick. Can you show me something right here?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's
We'll
see
do
it here.
something.
Let's see. What do we got?
So a lot of magic starts with manipulation, and
Okay.
simple object manipulation, such as a gold ring. If you take a closer look, or I keep holding on to it, is sort of how we move around things. Now that's fun on camera because people get a different perspective from what they see happen versus what they're used to. So let's show you something else. Let's do, you know what? We'll use one of these.
Yeah.
You can take a little ball and snap it into two. It's a fun principle of magic. Okay.
Okay.
If I put one in the hand and one in the pocket, where are we at here?
It's in your hand.
No, absolutely. But we're going to have both of them. Okay. That's important to note. See, if I put one in the hand and one in the pocket, you remember where we're at now?
Yeah, it's in your hand?
Yeah, they both are. Absolutely.
Okay.
You're keeping up with me. Okay.
Okay.
So if I put one in the hand and one in the pocket, you know where we're at?
You're in your pocket.
No, yeah, everything's gone.
Oh my God.
And that's how we're going to walk.
How did you do that? You don't tell me. You know.
Yeah, hopefully well.
Is it kind of like, I mean, I noticed that. It reminds me of, what's the thing where there was a game in New York City where they have the
three-card money or cup game, the shell game. Yeah. There's different forms of sort of the same
Is that
concept.
magic, or is that just kind of a hustle?
So that's something that I tell people. I do a bit in my show using a cup and a little red ball, and I do a routine explaining to them, if you ever see that game, it is a magic trick. You are not going to win money. Please don't bet on that. You can have fun and enjoy the show, but that is absolutely cheating.
It is?
Oh, it's absolutely cheating. Yeah. I could do it here and show you and just completely, you know.
I'll bet all the money I have. It's not a game.
Well, it's on camera. I warned you it was a trick and you still want to bet, so that's your fault.
Well,
okay?
isn't it because they have to let you win on that a couple times, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, magic is so much more than just sleight of hand. It's psychology, it's personality. And so something like that game where you're tricking people, how do you trick people to keep playing?
It's a long con inside of a game.
Exactly. You let somebody win, then that guy loses twice as much as they won. So I'm up money, but two people feel like they've won. But actually, that guy works with me. That's still my money because he works with me. Yeah, this is all a game. This is all a hustle. This crowd isn't real. You're the only real person here. I gathered them because I knew you were going to stop by.
That's the way that works?
You've never walked up to one of those games.
I've seen the movie
crowd,
Now
right?
You See Me. I see that. I thought that was based on nothing, though. It's based on...
Honestly, so much of that stuff, you know, obviously you get to do movie magic and you get to do what you want, but so many of those films now, they consult with real magicians to work on it because they want as close to the real thing and then that little bit of movie magic that we could never do, but they're a step outside of reality. And so it's so close to real things in a lot of instances. They have what was it? Burt Wonderstone was a
I remember.
movie.
Oh, that's another one of my favorite ones.
Yeah,
yes.
it's another comedy magic
where
movie.
Jim Carrey plays the Chris Angel type character.
It's great. And at the end, they do this scene where they do this entire big one camera track shot.
I do remember this.
They worked hard to make sure that they actually pulled the trick off the way a magician would. And that way they could get it in a single camera, no edits, no cuts. It's real. And then they get to do the next trick.
For those folks that don't know, everybody goes to sleep and are transported in that last scene, correct?
So there's some stuff they do right before that in order to pull off that finale. They do some cool like first shot stuff, and you wanna go watch it again. It's really great.
Burt
Watch
Wonderstone
where
with
they do the single camera track.
What do you think about the Chris Angels and the Penn and Tellers of the world?
You know, I think they each have their place because one of the biggest things, I mean, making magic cool. Magic is a thing that, you know,
it was all stuffy before. It was all stuffy before. They always wore suits.
Yes, they always wore suits. And there was nothing wrong with that during that era. But now if you have a top hat and you have the coat and tails, certain venues or certain clientele, they don't expect that. And they're not necessarily looking for that because people like David Blaine have broken the mold in a V-neck and out on the street. And people like Chris Angel are wearing, you know, full makeup and jean jackets.
Now, is David Blaine a magician or a mentalist? What's the difference?
He's whatever he feels like calling himself on any given day. But I mean,
is he escape artist? I mean,
he does it all. You know, I got to talk to some of the guys who helped design his show and stuff, and they do such a strong job of trying to mix what's magic trick and what's stunt, so that you start to lose track of which is which. You know,
and that's what Chris Angel does, yeah.
Same thing, yeah, absolutely. They want it to be this.
How big do you get with your effects in your college? Because I know you do a lot of colleges.
Yeah, I do a lot of colleges. So my stuff, you know, I perform to, you know, audiences. I can do, you know, the 1,000-person audiences. I love that intimate magic, that up close stuff.
Like when you fooled me and made me look like a fool just then. I love that.
Honestly, that's why I wake up in the morning. Yeah. But no, like the comedy clubs. I love those intimate venues, couple hundred people. Real fun time, you know. It's
well, my favorite place in the Magic House was the close-up room.
Yeah,
I mean, I love when it's right in front of you. That's the most amazing thing. I will never get tired of card tricks.
You almost feel like you're a part of it, and that's something that I like for my audiences to have.
Oh my gosh. So let me ask you this. Can you show me some other effects if we move over? I'd like to see a couple card effects.
Yeah, why don't we go show you something?
All right. So when we come back, we're going to get more with the amazing Tyler Corso. Well, what's your motto here? What do you call yourself?
Well, I'm a comedy magician. So
Yes.
Tyler Corso or Corso.
And your motto is
tall, dark, and awesome.
Tall, dark, and awesome. We'll be right back. Hey, and we're back here. I have to see more magic here. Before we go over to the other set and look at the other stuff, show me another effect right up to my face.
Okay, yeah.
Here, let me move this out of the way here.
One of my favorite things to do is show people an illusion.
Okay.
Because there's a difference between sleight of hand, illusions, tricks like that. Some are math-based, you know. We have all sorts of things. So this time I'm going to show you an illusion with a couple of ropes, and I'm going to make sure we show it
I got
straight
3
to the
pieces
camera.
of rope here, right?
Got 3 pieces, right?
Show it to the camera. We got 3
Perfect.
pieces.
How would you describe
I want you to fool
this
everybody,
one?
not just me.
Oh yeah, we'll get everybody.
all right.
So they're all feeling like you.
Okay, yeah.
How would you describe this one?
That rope is short.
Short. Okay, right to insults. I love it. Okay.
Okay.
We got another one here. We got a second one. How would you describe this
That
one?
rope is long.
Okay, we're just.
This is
sticking this
easy.
on-
I'm
Yeah,
nailing
you're
it. I'm nailing it.
And this last one, what do you think this one's called?
That is medium.
No, this is actually Dave. I appreciate that. They have names, Elliot. They have names. But the illusion is here. You've got these different ones, and you've been listing off things. I want you to watch this up close. They're going to get a good shot of this, but
Okay.
you even this close.
Let's see.
The illusion is trying to make something appear as if it is exactly the same to begin with. So if I told you that that first rope was also medium, the second rope was super medium, and that last rope was definitely medium.
my God. I
But
don't
you know
know.
what? I know what this is. Too many ropes. 3 ropes is too much for you.
Yeah,
Elliot.
yes, it
I'm
is.
gonna be fair.
Let's go back.
We're going to start here.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, we didn't have 2 medium ropes. Let's talk about that rope a minute ago that was much longer, okay? It was huge. It was on the table all the way across.
Oh my
It was a lot of fun. I know. I'll let you keep up with it. How do you think I feel? Now, Elliot, I want you this for the camera. Would you hang on to the ends?
Sure.
Okay, that
Like
way?
this?
Yeah, you hold on to the
Both
ends.
with 2 hands or 1 hand?
Both hands like that. That's great.
all
Yeah,
right,
and
gotcha.
I'll talk to the camera about the endless possibilities like this, and suddenly we end up with a problem because that is how this works.
How did you do that?
Elliot, I'll tell you how. With your help. Hold your hand out just like this.
Okay.
I'm going to put that here. Have you
Okay.
hold it up.
All right.
Tell me when to stop.
Stop.
All right. Do you want me to stop the trick or like stop
No,
right now?
no,
Okay.
stop the trick. All right.
We'll take it here. I'm going to wrap it around. And as you watch, I'm going to pull that right back off your hand.
Oh my God. Did you guys see that?
Here, we'll finish it up like this.
All right.
Remember, we didn't have 1 rope.
We had 3 ropes.
We had 2 in this hand.
Okay.
And we had a third over here. right?
Okay.
Now, if we take all of them together, do you remember the first rope? The first rope?
The rope it was short.
Yeah. Are you sure? This one was short?
Yeah.
Okay,
No.
cool. And the second one was?
Medium.
Yeah. And then the last one was?
Long.
Long, very long. Absolutely. Watch carefully. If you think about that short rope and that medium rope and that long rope, just like that, I promise to bring us back to a short rope,
Oh my God.
a medium rope, and a long rope.
Oh my, that is great. Now you fooled me right in front of my face. How am I supposed to feel about this? I had my
Hopefully
eyes
good,
on
you
you.
know?
I had my eyes on you. Is that called sleight of hand? Is that term?
Well, this would be more illusion, in that basis of defying reality, doing something, impossible. Sleight of hand, it's so hard to define where, which is which. The thing with the ring moving it around and shuffling from hand to hand, that's kind of.
But here's the thing. It was just me and you. Thank you. But you had to fool me. How do you fool a whole audience when you have 100 eyes looking at you from every angles?
Yeah, well, first off, you got to be good, hopefully.
Well, there you go.
Or lucky, yeah. But you also, things like this, I perform this routine or others like it, because they're large, they're visual, people can see them from, a whole thing. I wouldn't necessarily do the stuff I do at the table at a big show because, not everyone can see it unless we're doing a whole camera setup and stuff.
Mhm.
So yeah, you got to pick things that people can see because if they can't see a part of it, if they can't track a part of it, that's the thing they're going to say is where you got them. If I do this rope routine, but I turn my back on you, they're going to go, that's where he did something. But if I do it out in the open, I let you see everything the whole time, I let you hold the ropes, that is what's going to get people.
What is the biggest vet you ever saw? Why they always saw a woman in half? How come they never saw a guy in half? I'd like to see them saw a guy.
Yeah,
I'm sure my
absolutely,
wife
right?
and
Well,
they'd like to.
technically, I
Yeah.
saw myself in half, so
Yeah.
there I just, fixed
Actually, I'd
that.
like to saw off my front half. If we could just kind of
Oh, we're gonna
position
change
a
the
box
axis
where I
now,
can
yeah.
just lay it out, and then I'll just say I'm good after that.
Yeah,
All right.
just good after that.
All right, well, we're going to say some more effects. So we'll be right back with the amazing Mr. Tyler Corso. And we're back on the last show of Televida. I've got my daughter Chloe to help us here.
Thank you so much for
Thank
joining
you,
us.
Chloe. Thank you for coming because you drove with me. You had to kind of come
Yeah.
anyway. But magic is better with a couple people. So show us what you got.
Absolutely. So we're going to start off with a deck of cards and do some classic stuff, okay?
Okay.
First things first, we're going to show off a little bit.
All right, let's show
Classic shuffling, 3 of my favorites.
off. Okay.
Casino shuffle,
Okay.
We've got the overhand or the standard shuffle.
Okay.
Everybody knows this one, you know?
Okay.
And then we've got the French shuffle. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very flashy, right? Yeah, and my personal favorite. Yeah, it's called the No Social Life Shuffle. So
They
Does
don't
not-
let you into casino now, do
they really don't usually appreciate it, but we'll show you why with this little effect.
Okay.
I can cut to a good point, maybe finding a decent card or a low card, depending on where we need it. If you are good with cards, you know when you're a couple off or a couple short. That's how gamblers like to play. They're really fine-tuned to it. I've been training a little bit to try and get
Okay.
as fine-tuned as them. And
Okay.
you tell me, what do you think? How am I doing?
Pretty well.
Pretty good,
cool.
yeah.
So now you guys are ready to bet
Yes.
money, right?
No.
Well, you know what? I would bet money that you guys are pretty good at this, and you look like you make a good team.
All right, let's see it. Yes.
So here we go. We've got the aces out of the question.
Yes.
Here's how we're going to do this. We're going to place them like so. We'll take the 4 aces.
Yeah, I see
and the 2
those.
of you. all right?
Okay.
We're going to place each one of them in here. I want you to see this as they go. In. Now we
Okay.
give it a good spread so you can see the card.
I see them.
4 up top. Chloe, this is going to be for you.
Okay.
Do you have a favorite ace in there?
I like the fancy one that was on this side.
Absolutely. Everybody likes the fancy one. That's kind of one of the favorites. Watch this, Chloe. Your favorite now disappears from the pack. We have the hearts. We have the clubs. We have the diamonds, but we no longer have the fancy ace of spades.
No.
Now let's put it to the test, Chloe. We'll see if you are any good at finding your own.
I'm not.
Chloe, here's the deal. We can cut through. I want you to just reach in, and as I go through, just go ahead and nab a card, whatever stands out to you, okay? All right, Chloe, go ahead, show it to the camera. How'd you do? And just
Oh
like
my
that,
God.
Chloe, out of all your options,
Oh
you
my
end up
God.
here with the ace of spades.
Very good.
Very
I
good,
don't
very
believe
good.
it.
So
Oh
far,
my
so good.
gosh.
But
So-
this is just a
All
start.
right, you fooled her, but you can't fool me.
I know. That's what we're
That's
going
right.
to try
I've
and
been
do here.
around,
You've
man.
been around for a while.
I've been around.
Elliot, here's the deal. I'm
I've
not
been
gonna
around.
fool
Fool
you.
me, man.
I'm not going to fool you. Chloe is. Okay.
Okay.
All right, Chloe. I
She's
want
been
you to
doing that
write
for a long
down-
time.
Write
Okay.
down any card you want right there on that sticky note. Okay, write
Do I
it
need to
down.
look? Do I
Oh
look?
no, it'll be our little secret.
All right.
Okay, but while we're at this, Elliot, I'm going to shuffle these up.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to show you all the cards in here as I go through.
Okay.
I'm going to have her put that face down so
Okay.
no one else can see it. You can show it to the camera real quick.
Oh.
Yeah, you can show it to them, but not to
Let me
Elliot.
put the cap on this.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah,
Okay.
thanks. We don't want to mess.
I'm looking at I'm a very
Yeah, you're in a
nice.
different camera, and they'll show it to this camera, and it's all good.
Okay.
Elliot,
All right.
You feel confident?
Yes.
All right, cool.
Especially my daughter involved. I'm going to nail this, of course.
Absolutely. You know what? We want to make sure it's nice and fair. Now, you didn't quite show that to me just yet, but that's okay. That's all right. We'll try something. Elliot, I want to show you all the cards. I'm going
Okay.
to show you a couple of options.
Okay.
Every card in here is different, but you're going to try something amazing, all right?
Okay.
Right here is a little sticky pad with
Yeah.
something written on it. We're going to get to that in a moment.
Okay.
Elliot, I'm going to go through cards until you tell me when to stop.
Okay. Stop.
Right there.
Yes.
Absolutely
Ah, I
sure.
fooled your game. I stopped you early,
You stopped me
man.
early. Elliot, I have all sorts of options here, but you stop me here.
Yes.
I want you to go ahead and turn that card over, okay? That's where you told me to stop.
That's where I told
Flip
you
it
to stop.
over. What did you get?
4 diamonds.
Would you turn over whatever she has written
No
here?
way. No
Four
way.
diamonds.
4 of diamonds. I'll give clap. That is great.
But you know what?
I got fooled.
Let's dive deeper one last time.
I want to
okay?
dive deeper.
We want to make sure that this is absolutely random, okay?
Yes.
So before I even got here, I did something to a pack of cards, and I'm going to grab that now.
Okay, go ahead.
Here's what I got.
Okay.
I have a pack of cards sitting right here, and I have done something to it, okay? I have made a bit of a prediction about today.
Okay.
I was hoping I would do a good job. That's my prediction.
You're doing a great job.
But we're going to see if we can make it a great job.
Okay.
Inside here, I've got a gift for you guys.
Oh.
I've got a couple of dice, but they're special dice because instead of the typical numbers you're used to, they have playing cards printed on them.
Okay.
They're randomly designed. There are, I think it would be a whole 13 would get you the entire set of a deck of cards. So each one of them is ace of diamonds, jack of spades, 6 of diamonds, queen, 10. They're all different. I'm going to let you each pick one.
You go first, Chloe.
All
Pick a
right, Chloe,
dice.
Pick a dice.
I'll take this.
Okay.
Lucky
Elliot,
seven.
you pick another one.
There you go.
We'll get rid of the others. Now, you're each going to roll it. But this is the decision-making moment. Yeah, we'll try and not have them go off the table. We're going to have this decision. One of you is going to be the one we choose.
Okay.
Is it going to be Chloe or is it going to be Elliot?
Okay.
Okay.
You're going
So
down.
go ahead and roll your dice, and then you two are going to decide together.
All right.
So roll onto the table. We have an ace of clubs or a jack of clubs. Okay, so Elliot, you rolled an ace of clubs.
Yeah.
Chloe, you rolled a jack of clubs. Would either of you like to re-roll?
I do.
Okay, re-roll that ace of clubs.
I do.
then.
Okay, I got your game
That would
here.
have been 21. You guys would have won blackjack,
Okay.
right? But go ahead and roll again. We'll see. 5 of diamonds. This
Okay.
also proves you can get different things. Now,
Yeah.
Chloe, this is going to be your choice. We can either say that the prediction is the jack of clubs or the new 5 of diamonds. Your choice.
I'm gonna stick with Jack.
You're saying it's your jack of clubs. Okay.
Yeah.
So we had a couple options on the table. We mix it up. This is how I make it super random. And yet, my favorite part, you can pull out one card. Okay. Now this card, if I pull it out, it's a joker. The jokers don't matter in this. We're going to set them aside because they're not what the prediction is. Prediction is our lovely pack of cards. Now check this out. I can show you a whole deck of cards, but as I go through, there is actually the funniest thing in the world. There is one card face down in the rest of the deck. That face down card, as you see, the jack of clubs.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
You knew absolutely. It was all you're doing, Chloe.
And I was wrong.
Well, that just get used to that, okay? That's how magic works. Like I said, it's that hustling game. You never want to do it for money.
Oh my, well, why not? That's the point. All right, well, we're going to be right back and wrap things up with the amazing Tyler Corso. Thank you, Chloe. We'll be right back
Thank
on the
you.
last show on Televida. And we're back. That was some pretty nice stuff you did.
Thank you.
You fooled me and my daughter. So
That's the important highlight.
That's the
yeah.
important thing. So you actually at the Chicago Magic Show. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I performed at the Chicago Magic Lounge.
Now, is that more pressure because you're around? I know as a comedian, I get more nervous if it's just comedians in the room.
Yeah,
I would
it's a
hate it.
different
I'd hate it.
sense. Honestly, there's a bit of both. Like you see other magicians on the same, you're at a big illustrious magic performance venue, which if you haven't been to the Chicago Magic Lounge, go check it out. They're one of the top places to see magic in the country. It's amazing.
Is it like second after the Magic Castle?
Yeah, you've got the castle over in LA. This was crafted more in the vein of a little history on them. There was old school magic lounges in Chicago that used to be, you weren't a bar if you didn't have a magician performing behind the counter at a certain point. And
Wow.
they would have these very fancy bars and lounges, and people loved that because close-up magic and at the bar was a huge thing. And then overnight, just they vanished. I don't have the years right. I don't remember if it was the 70s or so, but they just vanished overnight. And Joey Crawford.
Well, it would be. They would vanish. It's magic.
Yeah.
They did a big group effect.
Well, they did a big resurgence now with the Chicago Magic Lounge, and I had the honor of performing there. And yeah, with other magicians there doing their,
Is it a certain time every year?
No, it is Monday through Sunday, every day, all year. It is it's an ongoing venue. I mean, they've been ranked as like, if not number one, number two thing to do in Chicago several times. And yeah, look up the Chicago Magic Lounge.
Well, I will do
They're
the Chicago Magic
wonderful.
Lounge. All right, so what have you been doing closer here to home in Kansas City?
So I've been doing a lot of traveling with the shows, but as far as what,
Colleges, stuff
yeah,
like
a lot
that?
of the college events I perform for on that circuit. So a lot of what the at home stuff has been a lot of focus on my acting and my films.
Okay.
And so I actually have a short film. It was funny. I was in New York performing while it debuted at the First City Film Festival.
Wow.
I wasn't able to go to the premiere of it.
Yeah, what's the name of this film? Tell me about it.
So I wrote a short film called House Call. It's sort of like a supernatural kind of psychological thriller twisting thing, playing a lot. It was my very first short that I wrote, I directed it, I acted in it. I've been in some feature films and some shorts, but this was mine. And it was very exciting to do. I actually got just like the bug in my ear. I heard that Sundance Film Festival was happening and it was in 10 days. And I said, I'm gonna write, direct, film, edit, and put out one. I shouldn't say edit because a good friend of mine took the brunt of that and handled that. Thank you, Patrick. But in that 10 days, we submitted it there. It didn't get accepted to Sundance because that is huge.
That's huge.
But now it's
But it was your first shot.
It was my first shot, and it's getting accepted into a bunch of other film festivals right now, and that's awesome. It's actually April 28th. It'll be here in Kansas City at the Kansas City International
April
Film
28th at the Kansas City Film Festival.
Festival. 8:45 at AMC Ward Parkway.
Well, that's my old stomping ground.
Oh yeah.
So is it going to be weird to see yourself on the big screen?
I am so excited. I have a gig right before it. There's no shaking hands after. I'm like packing my car and driving right to this because I'm not missing it.
And how long is the whole film anyway?
So it is a 10-minute short film. It's like it's encompassing sort of a scene out of like more of a bigger world. But it was a lot of fun.
Well, this is because Exo Films does a lot of professional films too for
Yeah,
AMC
I
and
was
everything
hearing
else.
about that.
I'm actually making a love connection here.
Yeah.
So you guys are going to collaborate and leave me back in the dust. Is that the plan? Is that the plan?
You know what?
Joseph?
We'll write a leading role for you, Elliot.
That's the plan. Well, thank you so much for being on the last show on
It was a
Televida.
pleasure.
And before we go, Guillermo, please come to our show. Don't you think Guillermo should do our show?
Guillermo should get on the show.
Guillermo
Everybody
should do our show. All
thinks so, right?
All right. We'll see you next week on the last show. Thank you so much. Good night.